Hi friends, myself Aniket Renavikar, Assistant Professor, Center for Distance Education, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. In the program MCom Valuation of Real Estate, in semester 3rd, the subject is a maintenance and repairs of the building. In that, the unit 13, we can see the maintenance of building and services in this topic. So today we will learn about the maintenance of building and services. With that, most of the structures when completed are handed over without any present guidelines for their acceptance criteria with inspection. When large housing complexes or industrial setup are taken over, detailed inspection is implied, which is seldom carried out. In government and public sector undertakings, procedure formats and practices do exist. Somehow, the entire process appears more physical and casual than technical. It could be due to lack of required awareness on the part of engineers to find out the present level of performance, and likely problems in serviceability in near future and at a later date. Apart from physical verification of several areas for statistical provisions, there are enough of likely problem locations due to weather damage. Thermal and expansion movement are plenty in modern structures. Their significance and likely serviceability problems for user are not fully anticipated. Later on, it becomes fait accompli and nothing much can be done. There are certain inherent limitations in our specifications. Default in workmanship and may be limited but deficient basic framing system of the structure. All this is necessary to be identified before structure is put to use. This is somehow not done in the construction. After takeover, there is something known as monitoring. Structures need to be monitored at regular intervals. There are certain guidelines, procedures, and format for this purpose. Unfortunately, these documents are kept in cupboards and seldom see the light of the day. Monitoring is more technical requirement than physical recording. It is rarely supported with photographic records. Identified suspect areas need to be observed with more frequency. Consistency of the staff deputed for job is not realized. Midstream transfer staff changes would mean lack of continuity and particularly loss of important invaluable information. In spite of this setup of the industry, there are generous discussions about the need of maintenance without realizing what exactly maintenance means. It could be realized that the structure consists of the several different materials, their combinations, and variable demands on their user serviceability. The useful life differs from element to element, member to member. Uniform category of materials like concrete, brick, plaster have different response, whereas joinery, plumbing, electric lines are instructions in the body of the structure. They have different user life and different level of wear and tear. Whether responses on the structure within and on facade are important parameters which deplete the performance response over the years, and rainwater plumbing leakages find entry into the structure, which is not uncommon. Serviceability problems are aggravated by the user inaction. We draw on the services or reserves of the structural provisions efficiency depletion and permit reduced safety factor in the structure. Weather damage permit accelerated derogation of user provisions. Unfortunately, the present costs of construction are disproportionately high considering their original cost, and particularly budget provisions required for their maintenance need to be balanced. Most of the government departments provide a book values of the structures. A filmy percentage of maintenance provisions. These are disproportionately have wired and ridiculously insignificant for the needed justified budgeter. The effects are realized, but somehow hierarchies of the procedure permit the engineers to continue operating with required corrective measures. Structures get more neglected over the years. Same thing happens in the private sectors. The users, in fact, do not realize the quality and level of maintenance required. An appropriate budget for the same is not provided. Thus, the maintenance problem continues. For industrial sectors, production priority overrules the need for maintenance provisions, and thus no budgets are available or shutdowns for civil maintenance gets due priority. In short, structures always get neglected in most of the cases, therefore needing major repairs when they are due. These are the various problems of the maintenance of the building and services of the maintenance. So we can see first here about the maintenance of the structures. Maintenance of the structure involves understanding of several years of the structural response for various building elements and service. Some are discussed about the major thrust is laid on the foundation, structural response and concrete behavior. Reinforcement concrete offers structural stability through framing system, and its behavior gets affected over the years due to several reasons, including change in the properties of concrete due to wear, due to